Welcome to Bloodline, Heroes of Lithus. This is the Sanctum Grove event. I'm on Mage Boss 130, or, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm climbing up there. I spent all day today calling veterinarians, trying to find somebody that would do the jaw removal that I'm after, but of course I talked to WSU about that and they blew a bunch of smoke up my butt, saying that they did all they could for him. And I said, oh, okay, because I'm out of money, you can't do any more. Like, I called my credit union today, begging them for a $6,000 loan, because that's the upper likelihood of cost for the procedure. The person that was talking to me was doing her best. I know she doesn't have the say on the final decision, but I own like 4 vehicles. That's not by choice. Landlord keeps pressing vehicles onto me, but I don't have insurance, so they can't use them as collateral. That's always their big question: do you own a home or do you own anything of value? Well, technically, yeah, I own a few things of value, but not enough to secure the loan, I have a feeling. Not that that matters. Every moment that passes, his problem gets worse. For a moment, I thought he had something in his mouth, because his lip is expanded. But no, it's his literal lip has expanded along the side of his mouth. So it's just every day that goes by that he's not getting what he needs as far as the surgery goes, it's just going to be harder if they ever said yes. But I just feel like I've been gaslit. They do the minimal effort. Like, how hard is it to put a dog on a table and give him anesthesia and radiate his jaw? That's what I paid $1,300 or something for, and basically she's like, well, we could do the surgery, but we're not going to do the surgery until we get another couple of biopsies, some blood draw, a CT scan. They love that expensive fucking CT scan. And all I can think is just grift. It's just grift. And I finally just came out and said what I was feeling. And her only answer to that is, I'm sorry you feel that way. And I said, well, I live in poverty. You've already drained me of everything. I'm willing to take out a loan to get this surgery done, but I am on a limited budget either way. The surgery alone, she's claiming, would be about $6,000. And then the CT scans and all the other stuff, she quoted me another $1,600. That's, $7,600. I make $12,000 a year. I've already put $4,000 into him, and I love him. I want him to not be in pain and to not be unhappy, but it's him growling right now, but that's over food. There isn't even any food to guard, like a handful of kibble on a pillow next to his head. And I'm just at a loss right now. I just feel like the whole medical system, human and animal alike, in America is absolute capitalist bullshit. It's all about the money. They don't care about the pet. They don't care about me. After my last radiation treatment, just trying to do follow-ups to get medications and whatnot, when I'm at the hospital, everybody is sweet as fucking saccharin. But when I'm on the phone with them, they always end the call with a very sarcastic Bye. I'm just more and more Luigi Mangione. More and more. Just starting to lose all the fucks I had to give. I'm just not in a good mental space because of how this country operates. So I'm feeling very, very defeated for Shane. He's still got the will to live. He's still eating. He still tries to play. He's still active. And that's despite the gabapentin. And it's not fair. It's absolutely unfair. I would be willing to pay for this procedure for as long as it took, even if he was long gone. I'd be willing to pay just to see him not be in the pain he's in right now. And that's slowly but surely, fast, not even slowly, it's very fast showing there is no hope. I'm gonna have to have him euthanized. And it's not right. If I had his jaw removed, he would still be able to eat. He would still be able to play. He would still be able to enjoy his life. Right now, he's trying to enjoy life, but he is in so much pain. He has got to be in so much pain. And he's a trooper. He really is. His whole mouth is just a absolute mess. Absolute mess. The ulcer that's related to the cancer problem has eaten through to his bones in his jaw. And now I just yesterday, I was like, well, we could take 5 inches off and he'll be able to get along without that much of his jaw. He'd still have enough back teeth, because that's where they do most of their chewing anyway. He'd have the teeth to chew food. And now, with the side of his mouth going bug nuts, I don't see much hope, even if he got the jaw surgery. So I'm just, it's grift. It's grift. They will not do what ought to be done. They would much rather prolong anything and everything to get more money out of you. And because they knew they had already drained me financially, they just stopped even pretending to care. Literally said, we've done all we can do. And I told her immediately when she said that, I said, no, you have not done all you can do. You could have his jaw removed. Lots of dogs have had that operation. You're refusing because you think I can't pay. So, I've been cooking him Instant Pot food. Red potatoes, eggs, blueberries, lentils, rice, carrot, broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, avocado, cranberry, some ginger, throw in a couple of melatonin pills and probiotics, and nothing's doing anything. His mouth is just absolutely being destroyed before my eyes. Oh, I can see that he still has the will to live, despite whatever he's feeling. So when I feel that he's had enough of life, I will have him put down, and it's gonna be so painful for me. But as long as I can give him tiny joys in life, he just got up to say hi to me. It's funny, he's a food-motivated dog, but he'll never take a treat without really examining it. He's always taking treats like he's gonna get poisoned. Go figure, somehow his body is poisoned, and it's attacking him. His upper jaw, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with his upper jaw. Meanwhile, this hospital is just, every second counts, and they wouldn't do what I asked for in the beginning, which is just to remove 2 inches of his jaw. And just yesterday I was thinking 5 inches would have to go, and now today it's looking more like his entire jaw. I have seen one picture of a dog without its lower jaw at all, its tongue hanging out like 7 inches because there's no jaw to hold it in. And apparently that dog lived for quite a while after that procedure. So even though the dog looked funny, it was still a dog, it was still alive, and it was still living its best life. And so that's what's killing me, is that this is preventable. But because of capitalism and because of the greed that is capitalism, I can't get the help I need. No, they know I make $1,000 a month. And just, she was so happy to tell me that they demand that I get a CT scan. They demand that I get the biopsies. They demand that I get x-rays before they'll even consider taking him in for surgery. It's just impossible. That's what she was demanding, the impossible. And I was just saying, look, we already know his situation is terrible, and we already know his time is limited either way. I just want his jaw removed so that he can continue with his life without all the pain that his current condition is giving him. And the other thing they love to say is, well, he's 10 years old, he's had a good life. I have a 14-year-old going on 15. I have a 13-year-old going on 14. I have a 12-year-old going on 13. They're all related to him. His grandmother, his mother, and an uncle. And yeah, dog lives are short. But for me, I mean, at this point, I feel like his days are literally numbered. I was hoping months. I don't even know if I've got months with him in his current condition, and if things keep growing the way they're growing. So, fuck WSU, fuck all of the medical sciences, because it's all about overpriced meat magicians. He's laying down on a pile of blankets. His relatives are mixed between laying down themselves and wandering the barn. This is just wrong. I told them, you don't care about him. She kept bringing up, oh, we want to make sure he's happy. And I interrupted her. I said, he's not happy. Well, what part of happy is having a mouth that looks like a sponge with teeth that are so loose because the bone has become sponge? How is that happy? How is that making sure he's happy? I told her, you don't care about his happiness. All you care about is my empty wallet. I am seriously considering dropping dry dog food altogether. I try to buy the good stuff, the good dry dog food, for 10 dogs. It costs me about $500 a month. And I really am thinking I could probably spend that $500 a month just doing what I've done here today, is cooking all this stuff up. It ended up costing about, well, I've got the receipts on the fridge. Yesterday I picked up cranberry, avocado, turmeric. I forgot about that. Turmeric, root, like the actual root. Red potatoes, a bag of carrots. And then today I followed that up with eggs, which were fucking expensive. They're $8.67 for how many did I fucking get? How many fucking eggs do you get for $8 and whatever the fuck? I can't even... There's no fucking price or tag on these. Well, how many freaking slots are there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I got 30 fucking eggs for $8.67. Fuck you, Trump. 2 bags of blueberries for $9.96. And for myself, 2 cans of chili for $3.76. And I'm thinking I might do better for them and better for myself to just buy this instead of dry food. Cook it up in the Instant Pot. I've got a dish here that I'm holding aside for Shane, because I don't want the other dogs. I know they finished off the last one I made for him this morning, but he did eat on it eventually today. But with the way things are looking, I can tell he's going to start having trouble eating. And it won't be because he doesn't want to eat, it'll be because he can't. I absolutely despise the medical field. There's no excuse for what's happening right now other than they just wanted to take me for what they could for the easiest fucking procedure. Sit him on a table and point a fucking machine at him. Drain my account and then tell me they're sorry, shrug their shoulders when I say, well, can we remove his jaw now? Because obviously that didn't work. The radiation. I mean, she was gaslighting me. It was 3 sessions over about a month. And on the last session, she was so happy to come out of the office with him, all smiles, and tell me that it's looking better when I had already told everyone that it was getting bigger despite the radiation. I was watching it grow The only time things looked good were after the very first session of radiation. It stopped growing, it seemed, and it had even shrunk a little bit. But it just, after the second treatment, it was growing, and after the third treatment, it just is growing. He had his third treatment at the end of March. And yeah, at one point during the phone call, I said, "You don't even have to like me. This is about the dog. You all claim to love the pet so much and care about the pet so much. But because I'm angry about what's going on with my dog, you're gonna let him suffer, make him suffer?" Oh, I don't know. He's tougher than me. If my mouth looked like that, I'd be... I don't know. I really don't know. I had teeth removed recently because they were bothering me. Oh, it is amazing what he's been putting up with. But, I don't know, dogs are built different. When he shows me that he's had enough of what's going on, I will have him euthanized. But it's not right. It's not fair. I shouldn't be making this angry video right now. But I am, because this is the reality of America. It just boggles my mind that people can live with themselves knowing full well that they steered me in the wrong direction on purpose just to drain my bank account, and then shrug their shoulders when everything fails, but there's more that could be done. So yeah, I gave him his antibiotic and his anti-inflammatory. I've been giving him the gabapentin a little more frequently than even they recommended. Mostly because I had a supply of it given to me back on October 4th last year. It's still in my fridge. So I have enough gabapentin to keep him mostly pain-free, I guess. Oh. They kind of recommended every 8 hours. I've been kind of giving it to him every 6 hours. Just to keep an overlap. I'll give him this. It's a half of a carpet pen. Eat that. Don't spit it out. I've already lost one cat to accidentally eating half a carprofen years ago. Because I was giving it to his mother, and she spit it out, and I didn't realize it. The cat, I guess they taste like chicken, so the cat ate that pill, and I found him on the floor, not lifeless yet, but like I was so scared. He was limp, but still breathing. I shocked him with water. I gave him a hot water shower. But that wasn't enough, and he ended up dying in my arms. It's not fair. What's happening to this dog is not fair. He's my big baby. But obviously he's a soldier, because I don't know of many people that could have a mouth like his. And put up with that 24/7. Every second is just, has got to be horrible, really. It's his will to live. I know he's in pain. He knows he's in pain, obviously. But he doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to be dead. So, I will wait for that. I'm not exactly a dog whisperer, but I feel I know them really, really well, and when I can look at him and he can look at me and we both know it's time for him to go, I will let that happen. I'm not gonna like it. But yeah, I thought that we'd have more time, but the way this thing is growing, I think his days are literally numbered now. The doctor, Dr. Sai, just kept saying, we've got to think about his happiness. Okay. It could metastasize. It could go to his lungs after the jaw removal. And I'm like, you know what? Right now, all he's thinking about is his painful mouth. I would like his jaw removed. And if it ends up in his lungs, that's going to kill him anyway. So, and at least that'll be fast. It's always fast when it's the lungs. But it won't be as painful. Right now, he's just in unbelievable pain, I'm sure. And it's because they'd rather have money than actually give a shit about the animal. So yeah, I am regretting handing them that money. I feel like all I've paid for is snake oil. A promise of hope. It was never really there. I wasn't really expecting to be doing this well in the event. I was planning to take a proper actual video. Of Shane himself and the family and whatnot. And I will, but because these videos are all I'm gonna have left soon. Right now, his younger brother Red is saying hi to me. There's multiple generations, and eventually I came up with the money to get all the females spayed, so no more puppies. But so I've got multiple generations. He's the middle child. I don't know. I've pretty well said everything that was on my mind about this matter. I'm just frustrated with America in general. I really hate this country. Hi, itty bitty. Yeah, I'm talking about your son. Itty bitty's my third oldest. She has a brother outside, who's a year older than her. So he's my second oldest, and then Grandma Jazzy is the oldest. I'm gonna have to come up with some other meat protein source other than eggs as well to add to this. Looking at this dish I made up, and I might have to spoon feed it to Shane. Just not happy. Never been happy. I've always said I'm not allowed to be happy. Maybe content, but not happy. I guess. Oh, and I threw in a tiny dose of ivermectin. Bought it for the horse, but really surprised. This is the most bosses I've ever managed to slay in one sitting. Usually I hit a glass ceiling. And then I was getting into that waggle, but they only let you ask for a maximum of $2,000 for dogs' medical needs. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, but apparently they like to partner with GoFundMe. So far I haven't seen anything from the GoFundMe side of it. Like, I don't know where it is, so I took pictures of Shane and explained my situation, explained what he needs. And then as I'm getting to the end of it, they're like, oh, and you can only ask for $2,000. And I'm like, I need 6. So that just seems like another frickin' scam. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm gonna hit a glass ceiling or not. My cousin got to level 200. Here I am at 157 on the mage. The mage is always harder than the orc. So I appreciate the person that told me to give the stone thrower female a chance again. I had used her once, and there's a death. But I replaced the male Wordalac with her by his suggestion. I'm sorry, I'm presuming a he. I could be wrong. And yeah, it immediately got me further because I had hit a ceiling at level 60. So what she does is speed everyone else up, so, because that's what I kept timing out. So, obviously hitting more often is beneficial, so she's been the key to getting this far, at least with the squad I'm using. And it's all female. And I realized, like, days into this event that they were letting us use champions that, like, I don't have a mythic Lascivious Death or a mythic Umbra. I've got legendary versions of them. And I actually have mythic Vertilac and Stone Thrower and the Hoe, of course. But golly gee, I didn't even think I could get to the 300,000 mark. And here I am with 300,005 roses. 305,000 roses. Yippee. I've got to go pick up a couple dog turds with my dustpan. They go into the bucket of doom. Alright. A 159 mage. I did lose a hoe recently, so I'm wondering if there is a point where I'm not going to have the... Like, the peas definitely are what you need. The corn is just filler, as corn is. And, of course, the chilies kind of give you a little bit of both, so the chilies are useful too. But, yeah, the corn is like the purple books in this game. The purple books are absolute garbage. You shouldn't be looking for them on purpose. The game hands you enough of them that you shouldn't have to buy them. You need to focus on the blue books and the gold books for all of them, whether it's the basic champions, the Bloodcraft Legends, or the frickin' Divine Guardians that I don't have one of. Eventually I'll make one and I'll make a video about it. But no, I did just learn by asking the question in Global from Jackal, told me that I asked if we could use legendaries and lower to feed Divine Guardians once they're made, to level them up. And apparently the answer is yes. They have to be the same class as the Divine Guardian in question, so that's not a big deal. It just lets me know that I can bring up a legendary. Like right now I want to bring up my legendary Umbra female and my legendary Lascivious Death female. And so they'll be useful when I get mythics of them and I can feed them to a Divine Guardian. So that's good to know. I don't pretend to know everything. If I knew everything, I'd have Shane figured out already. But I do feel that my instincts were correct. I should have just abstained from the radiation and gone straight to partial jaw removal. He would have lost like 2 inches of his front of his jaw, and he would have had, well, most of his teeth to use, and his tongue wouldn't be sticking out of his mouth. And now, if I can get somebody to agree to take his jaw off, it's looking more and more like it will be just about all of it. And so, and that's not going to happen unless my bank okays that loan I begged for. Credit union. I don't bank. I'll never bank. I have a credit union. No, and I'm not going to be angry at them if they decide not to give me a loan. I do live in poverty, but it's guaranteed. I'm on the magical government benefits. So it's not like I'm not going to get paid every month. It's just not much. I love hearing about people that are on benefits that are making like double what I make. Because they had jobs that were, they got paid more than I ever did. So because I worked menial labor and minimum wage labor, I get minimum wage benefits. I hate this country. I keep the cat food on a set of stairs here, and one of the cats knocked it off the stairs, and like pretty much 90% of the bag fell out onto the floor, like in a pile of stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not dealing with that. The dogs have been picking at it, the cats have been picking at it. I suppose I should cut the bag down so the cats aren't trying to climb into it to get what's in there. Bag has been cut down, and so has this boss. It's paper, so I'm gonna throw it in the fireplace. I feel like this country is just, it's all about taking advantage of people. If you're honest, you're not going to do well in life. But if you can take advantage of people, you'll make it in America. This planet is ruled by evil, and it is, in my opinion, very obvious. Well, anyhow, this is just going on and on, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I do appreciate people watching. Thank you.